Imagine waking up, grabbing your phone, scrolling through social media, and absolute chaos. People are just totally panicking because their banks have suddenly frozen their deposits. And look, this isn't some crazy hypothetical movie plot. Recent events have shown us this terrifying reality where people are literally locked out of their life savings. We're talking about folks with millions in the bank. There was actually one report of someone with 200 crore taka deposited being told they could only withdraw a measly 5,000 taka. I mean, wow. People couldn't get their own money to pay for their daughter's weddings, to clear urgent debts, or honestly, even to buy food. So welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to unpack the data and figure out exactly why relying solely on banks can be so dangerous. But more importantly, we're going to uncover the 4 true, historically proven assets that can actually secure your financial future. Okay, let's dive into this. Think of bank savings kind of like a desert mirage. A lot of us view savings accounts as the absolute safest, most logical place to park our hard-earned cash, right? And from a distance, it looks great. It looks like this safe oasis where your money is completely protected, just generating that monthly interest while you sleep. But when you get up close, especially during a national or global economic crisis, you realize it's a deception. The safety net you thought you had, it can vanish the exact second the financial system gets stressed. And you know, even if your bank doesn't freeze your accounts, there's a much quieter threat creeping up on you. Let's bust this whole myth of safe savings. Most of us operate on this expectation that our money just sits safely and grows effortlessly. But reality? Reality is the invisible thief of inflation. Let's look at a really prime example. Say someone named Coca deposited 2,000 taka in the bank way back in the year 2000. If he went to withdraw it today, he'd get exactly 2,000 taka handed to him. But does 2,000 taka today buy you anywhere near what it did 2 decades ago? Absolutely not. No way. So while you think your money is just resting safely, inflation is actively stealing its value, piece by piece, year after year. So where should you actually put your wealth? Well, here's our roadmap. We're looking at the bank savings mirage. Then we'll get into God's money, which is gold. After that, the oldest wealth, land. Then kingdom builder, business, and finally, the ultimate asset, knowledge. First up, the bank savings mirage, and why developed nations actually reject the whole idea of hoarding cash. Moving right along to God's money, gold, the one asset governments literally cannot print. To really grasp the power of gold, we have to look at this fascinating history. So right after World War II, Europe is totally devastated, and America emerges as this massive economic powerhouse. In 1944, the Bretton Woods Agreement basically made the US dollar the global currency, but, and this is a huge but, on one massive condition. Every single dollar printed had to be backed by physical gold sitting in a vault. The world trusted the dollar because, well, they trusted the gold behind it. But then, fast forward to 1971, America suddenly unpegged the dollar from gold, basically saying they'd print money whenever they felt like it. The whole world suddenly realized, wait a minute, this paper money has zero guarantee. And the result? Countries completely scrambled to hoard gold themselves. By 1980, the price of gold had skyrocketed over 500%, jumping from $167 all the way to $932. Now, what's really interesting about this is the massive shift in superpower behavior based on that history. Take China, for example. Historically, they were buying a relatively modest 2,500 to 3,000 kilograms of gold every year. But recently, in just a couple of years, they've taken an unbelievable leap, buying up to 40,000 kilograms of gold per year. That is a staggering amount. As global uncertainty rises and trust in paper currency just continues to fade, the most powerful entities on Earth are aggressively stockpiling the one asset they know for a fact is unshakable. Think of this as the Godzilla rule of investing. I love this analogy. During peaceful times, when the global economy is stable, no major wars, gold sleeps calmly like Godzilla. Prices stay pretty flat. But the exact moment uncertain times hit, like a war, a pandemic, or some major economic collapse, gold wakes up and wreaks havoc, surging in price to protect its owners. And when you consider that only about 3,000 tons of gold are mined globally each year, the supply is incredibly limited. That right there is exactly why financial experts suggest keeping at least 10% of your entire portfolio in this crisis-proof metal. Next up, we have the oldest wealth, land, the asset that never, ever grows in size. So the crucial point here is understanding exactly why land is just so incredibly powerful. And it really comes down to this economic concept called demand suffocation. Think about it for a second. Human populations are multiplying every single day, right? The demand for a place to live, a place to farm, to build, it's absolutely skyrocketing. Yet the Earth itself, it doesn't expand by a single inch. The supply is entirely static. When you have this exploding demand violently choking against zero new supply, prices naturally get pushed completely out of reach. Just look at the stark contrast in these numbers, using Bangladesh as an example. Back in the year 1950, the population was a mere 4 crore. Fast forward to today, and it has exploded to over 18 crore people. I mean, that is a massive demographic boom. But look at the land supply. Unchanged. Unchanged. This is demand suffocation in action, folks. Honestly, if you ask anyone who bought land 30 years ago what they paid versus what it's worth right now, the huge smile on their face will literally tell you everything you need to know. Need a little more proof? Let's look at Bill Gates, the guy who founded Microsoft. He personally owns over 250,000 acres of land in the United States. Think about that. A man who made his massive fortune in digital technology is out there hoarding the most physical asset on planet Earth. Why? Because he knows that software eventually gets old, tech trends come and go, but land is permanent. If gold is Godzilla, land is the timeless mountain that Godzilla actually rests on. It's an asset you don't just own, you pass it down as a literal legacy. All right, moving on to our fourth asset, kingdom builder business. Building wealth way beyond generations. To truly wrap your head around the staggering scale of what a successful business can generate, let's look at Elon Musk. With a reported net worth around $852 million, which honestly, if you convert to local currency, is an almost incomprehensibly massive figure. If you break down his wealth accumulation starting from age 18, it means he essentially earns 723 crore taka every single day. Every single day. That's a number so large you can barely even write it out. You simply cannot achieve this level of generational wealth working a standard salary job. It is only possible through the immense leverage of building a business. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You're sitting there saying, hey, I don't have a massive capital fund. I can't start a business. But hold on. Let's remember the incredibly humble beginnings of some legendary billionaires. India's business magnate Dhirubhai Ambani, he started with just 10,000 rupees. The legendary Bangladeshi entrepreneur Aki Dudin began his whole empire by literally walking on foot, selling a local snack called chanachur. And Warren Buffett, arguably the greatest investor of our time, started out by selling Coca-Cola door to door. The takeaway here, you absolutely do not need millions to start. You really just need to take the leap. Because here is the very essence of entrepreneurship. If you see a small opportunity and you let fear hold you back, sure, you might avoid failure, but you absolutely guarantee that you lose the most expensive asset in the world, possibility. In business, you either win or you learn. But losing a possibility simply because you refuse to try, that is the ultimate financial loss. And that brings us to our final section, the ultimate asset, knowledge, the wealth no one can ever steal. You know, the famous industrialist Andrew Carnegie once claimed that you could strip him of all his wealth, take his businesses, his money, leave him with absolutely nothing out on the street, and within a few years, he'd rebuild his entire empire from zero. How? Because of his mind. Benjamin Franklin echoed this exact sentiment way back in 1750, saying, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." It's an almost 275-year-old quote, yet as we look toward the future, it has literally never been more true. The absolute most valuable thing on earth isn't a diamond, it's not oil, it's not even gold. It's the ability to make the right decision at the exact right time. And that ability, that is forged entirely in the mind. Let's move to a real-world example and see how this builds in a historical context. Take Japan in 1945. The atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki virtually wiped out the entire country's physical wealth. Cities were just gone, factories turned to ash, their economy was practically non-existent. The whole world thought Japan was completely finished. But what did they do? They relied on their internal knowledge and this incredible human resilience. Within just 3 decades, they didn't just recover, they became the world's second largest economy. Bombs can absolutely destroy a city's infrastructure, but they cannot destroy the power of the human brain. And this brilliantly illustrates how the most successful people on the planet treat their minds today. They don't just sit around hoping to get smarter, they actively, intensely invest in it. Warren Buffett reads for 5 to 6 hours every single day. Bill Gates finishes over 50 books a year. Elon Musk, when he was a kid, would continuously read 2 books a day. They aren't just killing time here. They are relentlessly pouring their willpower and energy into expanding the single most profitable asset in existence. Because they know for a fact that markets crash, businesses fail, and real estate cools down. But knowledge knowledge never depreciates. So we finally arrive at this thought. Look, it takes money to buy gold. It takes money to buy land. And yeah, it takes capital to start a business. But investing in your brain, that only requires one currency, and that's willpower. Thieves can easily break into a vault and steal your gold. Land can get occupied or tied up in disputes. Businesses can go bankrupt literally overnight. But who can steal your mind? No one. The knowledge, the resilience, and the critical thinking you build inside your head is the one unshakable, untouchable asset you will always, always own. So start investing in it today. Thank you so much for joining us on this explainer, and we will see you next time.